Hey everyone, it's Alex from Radd, and we are here today at StatueCon 2025 in Michigan, and we're joined by Will Harbottle. We're going to go through a selection of Sideshow pieces. We're going to talk about a lot of things, and yeah, keep watching. All right, so we're back, and we're joined by the legend, which is Will Harbottle. So, do you want to introduce yourself, Will, for the people out there who've been under a rock?
I'm Will Harbottle. I'm a sculptor at Sideshow, and I'm really excited to be here.
All right, and I just want to say thanks for you finally getting onto Radd, and I know there's been some situations over the years, and also thanks to Daniel Bell for
making all this possible.
Yeah, making it possible. So let's go straight into the pieces here. We're going to start off with Mystique, and I just want to say straight away that I liked this piece from the pictures. It's not really a character that I appreciate, but when I saw her, she is one of the pieces from the con that actually took me by surprise. I think she's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, wow. Cool.
The light up feature's great, pose is great, and then the screens are just a nice touch to it. Do you want to go through the piece and kind of like your train of thoughts and like how this design gets kind of put together start to finish?
Yeah. This was a design, sometimes we get a very vague design and the artist is allowed to run with it a little bit. Sometimes we're given more of a box. Mm-hmm. This one was pretty well designed when I got it, and I loved it. So sometimes we request a piece, and when I saw this design, I was like, wow, I really would like to work on that piece if it's possible. Richard Luong designed this, and obviously the sort of story moment is she's transforming from the guard into herself, and she's looking at whoever just burst into the room, and she's saying like, you're too late, boys. I'm about ready to release my friends. So we wanted to capture that moment, and the sort of look on her face where she's I gotcha. So it was a fun piece. We really wanted to offer the collector the two options, so it was important that they both come together. She's fully Mystique if you want it that way, or she's transitioning into the guard, so you can swap out her arm and her leg to be Mystique arm and leg.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and that comes with it, so that's that was important. The little walkie-talkie comes off and all that stuff on the side, so she'll be fully Mystique if you want her that way. Actually, she had, in her Mystique arm, she's like pressing the touch screen to release them. In this version, she's got her badge, her ID badge to swipe to release them.
Is this just a random guard, or is this an Easter egg? Because I'm not familiar with the story. Or
I believe she's a random guard. Okay. We've toyed around with some different things, but I think in the end we just thought it was easier, safer to.
There you go.
We good?
Yeah. No, I was trying to focus on the thing.
Okay. Anyway, so just we wanted to show off. This is something that I feel consistently in the pieces that I work on. I love pretty ladies. But I love strong ladies.
Well, you attacked me yesterday when I made a comment about that.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to say it. I can say it. I love working on ladies. It's my favorite thing. But I like when. I'm not a big fan of the damsel in distress, the woman who is weak and vulnerable or something like that. I like a really pretty lady who's in charge.
Sure.
And so I like to capture that moment. We gave her the the BFG, big effing gun.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And she's really in command of the moment, so I like that. But at the same point, she's in a really seductive pose. I mean, she's you see that side of her as well. She's a very pretty lady who we can appreciate that side of her.
And it's also that what's a good way to put this? Like over the years, there's been many like strong female leads. You got like Sarah Connor, Ripley, all of these
which I love all. Yeah.
And there's in this big thing about there's never been a strong female lead, and they've gone a totally different route of like forcing it and making it like.
Sure.
But this is still like a kind of natural female lead, and it's not. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like you look at it, and you're like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not like,
I have an agenda that I'm trying to. I appreciate you saying that. That's what we were shooting. What we were shooting for sure. There's no hidden agenda or anything like that. We're just, she is what it is. She is. She's sexy, badass lady in charge.
And then so we like move on because again, I could talk about these pieces. I could talk about this one for an hour. I go like, we'll be here all night. So I mean, did you want to just cover a little bit about the Luke, and then we'll move on to the line there because I know you got a lot to say about that line there. So if you want to give a little bit about the Luke, I did do a video with Tim about this earlier.
Yeah.
So if you want to give any information or any insights from your side about it.
Sure. Yeah. We wanted to capture one of the most iconic moments. That moment where, I mean, if you think about it, he's getting ready to climb in. With a good chance he's not coming home.
Yeah.
And so he's looking back over his shoulder. This is why I'm doing it. So we really wanted to capture that emotion, that feeling, and stuff like that. So my involvement was the design was done. This is another one where we had the design, pretty well locked in. And my involvement was I did the sort of mock-up of the whole thing to see if it would work in 3D. We checked it out. Made some modifications. So I did the roughed in the body and roughed in the portrait. About 5 people worked on the portrait. We handed it around.
I can see a lot of work has gone into the portrait.
We kept, there are other companies that we are learning from.
Yeah.
Hot Toys being one. They have perfected the portrait, and so we know that one way to get closer, we're trying to get as close as possible to the absolute likeness. One way to get closer is iterations. You know what I mean? You do it, you paint it, you review it, make adjustments, print it, paint it again, and so we did. We went through, easily 5 generations
7.
of it. So was it 7? Okay. Jesse knew. Okay, yeah, Jesse was in charge of that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, and we went through variations of the X-Wing. The X-Wing was the trick. How are we going to do this? Is it going to look hokey? Are people going to immediately be disappointed that you're missing the rest? Or, so we explored all, different ways.
Have you considered doing like a one-of-a-kind promotional?
Full blown.
Yeah.
I think it was briefly kicked around, but when you see the full thing,
It's huge.
it's like it would be 5 or 6 feet long.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really big. It's actually bigger than you remember.
That's why I say one of a kind.
one-time
That's
shot,
sort of like for the the sideshow kind of like gallery or something like that. It wouldn't be obviously for sale.
It would be darn cool.
Yeah. Give me your ear.
Perhaps, but anyway, so Aaron McNaught did the final sculpt of the body and the X-wing, and just killed it. It's really neat because it's sort of cut in half, and you get the cross-sectional view from the backside.
I'm not a fan of cross sections.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of the other thing is I'm not a fan of forced perspective.
Yeah.
But we'll come on to that one after.
Yep. Okay.
And I do think though that if you had this like in a display where it was kind of closed off as such, it kind of so like it's more kind of framed. I think I could pull that off, but like I could be okay. It's like there's a RoboCop over there where it's like the poster, and I know it's based on the poster, but then when it's there, it's like
missing something. Yeah, and we knew that. We're this is something we can actually talk about with these other two.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
And then we discuss it, we talk about it.
I'm outvoted. I mean, most people love it.
Yeah.
I'm outvoted.
But your vote still counts. You know what I mean? It's still as legit as any. And like I said, there were plenty of people in the building where we talked about it. My pitch was we do it clear with fully painted in the middle, and then it just sort of fades out into. It's sort of like a design drawing. You know, when there's marker drawings where it's real clean, and then it just kind of disappears. That was not practical for a few reasons and stuff like that. But there's a million reasons. But so we explored a lot, different poses, different.
Even if you had like a backdrop.
Yeah.
I think if you had a backdrop as well, that could add quite a lot to it.
So anyway, and then my involvement came back again. I worked on the final version of the portrait. Just giving it one last look. We're proud of it. It really, probably more than any piece that Sideshow's done since I've been there, it was a family affair. I mean, multiple costume people, multiple sculptors for the body, whatever, multiple designers, and we really, in the end, sometimes too many cooks, and
Yeah.
like, you just have this mishmash of like all over. This one was one we felt, wow, we really came together and pulled it.
Yeah. No, I've seen it in person as well. I mean, like, I can appreciate it more. And I look here and I'm like, okay, I can see where it's coming from, and I can see this. It's just, I'm gonna get roasted now because I like Star Wars, but I'm not like a massive Star Wars fan. I can appreciate, I can see, I love movies, so I can see where everyone's stolen from it, referenced it, and whatever else, and I can appreciate that. But for me, I'm like, I've seen it, okay, next movie, yeah. But like one of the other things which is quite high risk as well is the price point for this one.
Yeah,
quite high.
for sure.
I think it's like $1,600.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it's up there. Yeah,
I think it's $1,595.
yeah. So
Yeah, so I mean that's another big risk as well, and I mean like in this market as well, where the tariffs add even more money, factory costs.
no, that's
so it's,
we're talking about for just about anybody on Earth. That's real money.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
course.
and you're right. You're very right. Risky. Sometimes, yeah, and these are the discussions that we have. You know what I mean? Is this that risk we want to take? I don't know. Yes, no, and sometimes we come down on the side of no, or we're torn or whatever. This one we're like, we feel it. Let's own it and go for it. And if it, in America we say shit's the bed. If it shits the bed, it shits the bed.
I think the other side of this though as well is one way, one thing to take away from it is if the sales, obviously the sales have been up for a while, so you know how they're going.
Yeah.
But if the sales were to totally tank and flop, I think that this would still be an amazing portfolio piece that Sideshow could say, this is what we're capable of.
I think you're exactly right.
That's one of the things that, like one of the past companies I worked for, they have a lot of portfolio pieces. And you could go in there and go, they've got this, and they have probably, I know Sideshow's been around for 3 times longer than them, but they've probably got more like big portfolio pieces.
Sure, I understand. Yeah.
I mean, except shoes.
I think you actually put your finger right on it. I hadn't like put it together, but I'm sure was part of what pushed us over the edge.
Yeah.
If at the very least we got a centerpiece for those people who choose to want it. You know what I mean? An absolute centerpiece of their Star Wars collection
as well now. So then, now, let's say this is done really well, this is sold really, really well, the next piece. What about there's like that Vader where he's in his kind of,
the pod thing,
meditation.
Yeah.
So that's
that would be cool.
Because then you can then do the similar thing with a continuation of cross sections.
I would be lying if I said that was you were the first person to bring that up.
No, I don't think I would be. I think that's quite an obvious choice.
It's a really cool moment. Yeah,
I mean, you can tell by Sideshow's past that Vader sells.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It's going to continue to get made. So
I hope I'm at liberty to say that this is not the only piece that you'll see in the very near future.
Oh, I mean, you could also. What about then? Thinking now, off the top of my head, you're going to have like a diorama with Han, Chewbacca in the cockpit. I could put you on the spot there.
In that vein, let's just say there are things that are coming along, and of course, what would a glorious revisit of Star Wars be without Princess Leia?
Sure.
So those things would be under consideration for sure.
Yeah. I tell you
and similarly ambitious, but not maybe not this ambitious, but in different ways and stuff like that. So those things are for those people who don't know, Danny is kind of transitioning a bit into a more directorial role.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important to him for us to, I'm not quite sure how to say it, but like in the past, film likenesses wouldn't have been considered our strongest suit.
I mean, if you look at, I was going to mention the original Luke.
Sure.
And he looks like he's like jaundice. He looks like he's on he's just had chemo or something. And he does look quite.
It's very
dated.
It's very important.
I mean, like to not like to say at the time that was the standard.
Right.
But it hasn't aged.
And people have set the bar in various places that are extremely high. I know, having spoken to Danny about this many times, it's extremely important to him and to us as a company to raise our game in that area.
One of the ones that surprised me, and I didn't like it at all from the pictures, was the reef, the crystal reef behind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That in person looks much better.
Yeah.
The face on it looks much better than I thought it would.
You know, you've been around this forever, like me, and if you had $1 for every time you said, "Damn, that looks a lot better in person than it did in pictures."
Oh, we say it all the time. Yeah. We say it all the time. I mean, there are times where it looks worse.
There are plenty of times when it looks worse, yeah. But there's nothing like experiencing it in 3D and, in person, let's say.
Yeah.
Although I do say, I think videos tend to help you. You know what I mean? A video of something...
Sometimes. No, that's another thing as well. I mean, we're quite fortunate where the lighting here is very good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've been doing like hundreds of shorts.
Yeah.
And every piece looks amazing on camera. It looks like on the screen.
You're talking about here.
Yeah. Because of the light.
Yeah, so diffuse.
Yeah, when you go to a convention, it's like there's some yellow light, there's some this light, there's that light, there's something strobing over here, there's this, and then like it just makes, especially because I use phone, it just becomes grainy and it just struggles to determine between the different light sources. So no, the things are. Actually, I'm going to put them up and I'm going to realise they're not. But from what I've seen so far, they look quite true.
Cool.
To what they are.
Oh, good. Yeah.
What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cut this into 2 videos because I think this is going on quite long. So what we'll do then is we'll finish up here. We'll move on and do the second part with the Pulp Fixins. Sorry. And so we'll finish up there. So I do want to thank Evan on the camera there. Do you want to give us a thumbs up, Evan? There you go. and join us for part 2 where we'll talk about the rest of the line. Thank you.